If you're building an entertainment brand, maybe you're growing your YouTube channel or you're launching a TV show or movie series, maybe you're developing an online game or writing a novel. If you're hoping to make it big in the entertainment industry and you haven't trademarked your brand, this video is for you. I'll go through 16 well-known brands in various segments of the entertainment industry and share with you some details about when they were all trademarked. And once again, if you're hoping to make it big in the showbiz or the entertainment industry in general, you might want to consider doing what these really successful brands did. Let the countdown begin. Number 16, the leading online aggregator of movie and TV show reviews from critics, Rotten Tomatoes, trademarked their brand 1 year and 4 months after the initial launch. Launched on August 18th, 1998, and to put things into perspective, that was a whole month before Google was launched. The founder's goal, in his own words, was to create a site where people can get access to reviews from a variety of critics in the US. His primary motivation was to assemble all the reviews for Jackie Chan's movies. Again, this is before Google. On April 1st of 2000, the founder with his new team relaunched the website on a full-time basis, but not before they trademarked the name on December 16th of 1999. So even though it's technically 1 year and 4 months after the launch of the original Jackie Chan review website, it was well before the launch of the website that came to resemble what we know Rotten Tomatoes for today. But let's just keep it at number 16 in our countdown. Number 15, another brand with dates that are not as easy to track, Harry Potter. With over 500 million books sold worldwide and a successful film series that made over $7 billion. Harry Potter was trademarked 1 year and 2 months after J.K. Rowling sold her first book in the UK.
You're a wizard, Harry.
The first edition of her book debuted in the UK on June 26th of 1997, and the first trademark to secure the name was filed on September 9th of 1998. And remember, I said it's a brand with dates that are not easy to track, right? Well, the same first book was released in the US on September 1st of 1998, only a week before the trademark was filed. So you pick whether it's 1 year and 2 months or just one short week after the release. Again, it's gonna stick to number 15 anyway. Number 14, inventing the genre of gaming videos on YouTube. Mr. Felix Arvid Ulf Kjellberg, more commonly known as Pewdiepie, trademarked his brand 1 year after he launched his channel. He started his channel on September 2nd of 2011 and filed his trademark on September 12th of 2012. I mean, I may never understand why his videos are so popular, but one thing I do understand is that he knows a thing or two about protecting his brand. Well done, Pewdiepie. Number 13, Will Ferrell's comedy video website and film and television production company, Funny or Die, was trademarked 7 months after its launch. Launched on April 12th of 2007, they rushed to the trademarks office to trademark the brand on November 2nd of the same year. It may be all fun and games, but building a brand without owning it makes about just as much sense as going to work and not getting paid for it. Number 12, American singing competition series American Idol was trademarked 2 months after its launch. The show debuted on June 11th of 2002, and the first trademark was filed on August 26th, 2002. This was 10 days before first season's finale. In the grand scheme of things, I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner. But even then, 2 months after launch is probably longer than you've been trying to build your entertainment brand, isn't it? Number 11, my daughter's favorite game, Identity V. The first asymmetrical multiplayer horror game developed and published by NetEase Games was trademarked 1 month after its launch. Released on April 24th, 2018, they trademarked the brand on June 8th of the same year. They owned copyright in the code, the creepy music, and the images right away by virtue of having created the game. That's how copyright works, but the only way to protect the brand, Identity V, was through getting a trademark. And they didn't wait until someone stole it from them. Instead, they took all the necessary steps to protect it early on. Well done. Now, at the bottom of our top 10, at number 10, the Back to the Future franchise, trademarked 1 month after the release of the first film. The world fell in love with Marty McFly on November 20th of 1989. And the USPTO saw the first trademark application for Back to the Future on December 21st, 1989. I wonder how much brand owners whose brands were snatched from under their noses by their competitors, how much they would pay to take a ride on the DeLorean equipped with a flux capacitor so they could go back in time and file their trademarks first.
Marty! You've got to come back with me! Where? Back to the future!
Now seriously, if someone stole your brand, what would you pay to go back in time and prevent that from happening? All right. Moving up our list, at number 9, we have the most viewed YouTube channel in the United States. Coco Melon was trademarked 3 days after its launch. And if you're wondering, how come Coco Melon is the most viewed YouTube channel in the US, if you've never heard of it, it's because the channel is all about nursery rhymes, which I must admit is not everyone's cup of tea. So either way, they launched their channel on August 17th of 2018, and on August 20th, they filed their first trademark. Hello? Hello? Did you hear what I just said? A 3-day-old YouTube channel went out and trademarked their brand. How much effort, money, and time have they invested by the time they've done it? Probably not very much. If you've been trying to get your entertainment business off the ground for more than 3 days, you've probably invested more time, money, and energy into building your brand than Coco Melon did. Number 8, they may have suffered a very heavy blow with this whole pandemic travesty, but they still are the world's leading live entertainment company. Live Nation was launched on January 1st of 2006. And 2 weeks prior, on December 13th of 2005, they filed their first trademark to protect what is still a hugely valuable brand. Live Nation is first and foremost a brand. And even though I, among many others, have had my issues with them, because I love going to concerts and sometimes things don't end up the way we planned them. Even though like I said, I had my issues with them, it's still a brand that is trusted by both the general public and the entertainers. Without that trust, who's going to buy tickets online? Without that trust, what A-list bands are going to come out and play? And that is the result of the brand value they've been building for years. And that brand value would have evaporated if they hadn't trademarked their brand early on. Number 7, love him or hate him. This man knows a thing or two about business and getting things done. Who am I talking about? Well, naturally, President Donald Trump. And of course, the celebrity Apprentice. The first episode of the first season aired on January 3rd of 2008, and the name was trademarked just over a month before that, on November 30th of 2007. Why? Well, because there's no reason in the world to spend a minute of your life or $1 out of your pocket building a brand you don't own. Number 6, They may not be receiving their Pulitzer Prize anytime soon, but online tabloid journalism and gossip news television show TMZ knows a thing or two about the value of their brand. How do I know? Well, they trademarked it 2 months before their launch. They launched on November 8th of 2005 and filed their first trademark on September 15th of the same year. Why? Well, because gossip by itself does not generate money. It's the business of gossip that does. And in the business of gossip, your brand is the vehicle that allows you to build an audience of those who are interested in hearing the gossip. It's literally the most important part of your credibility, even if you're a gossip website. On the other hand, today, TMZ may have noticeably more credibility than some mainstream media, but I digress. Number 5. Well-known 3D sandbox game Minecraft was trademarked 6 months before its launch. Launched on November 1st of 2011, the developers trademarked it on May 17th of the same year, 2011. Now, as of today, they've sold over 200 million copies of the game and have over 125 million monthly active users. But as of May 17th of 2018, they were still in beta testing. All they had was a big dream and a filed trademark application. If you're building a game that you hope will become the next big thing, think about it. At that time, the game had no publisher backing, hadn't even been commercially advertised except through word of mouth. Again, something to think about. Number 4, Buzzfeed, the brand that forced Vancouver's largest and oldest news aggregator to rebrand. But let me step back and tell you the whole story. Buzzfeed, American internet media, news and entertainment company valued at $1.7 billion, was trademarked 9 months before its launch. They officially launched on January 16th of 2007, but first, they filed their first trademark on April 17th of 2006. And they've built the brand to $1.7 billion company since. So going back to British Columbia, Canada, there used to be a Vancouver news aggregator website, Vancity Buzz. The website began digital publishing in 2008 and became Western Canada's largest online-only publication by 2016. And then, boom! Buzzfeed successfully registered their trademark in Canada, and Vancity Buzz was forced to rebrand to Daily Hive. Oh, and if you're wondering, trademarks are registered on a per country basis, and Buzzfeed filed their trademark in Canada in 2013, years after Vancity Buzz was started. If only Vancity Buzz was as vigilant about protecting its brand early on, it would not have been forced into rebranding. So here you got 2 lessons for the price of 1. All right, number 3. My favorite TV show. In fact, I love it so much I've published a dozen videos for each time intellectual property issues were discussed on the show. Kevin O'Leary, Mark Cuban, Laurie Grenier, Barbara Corcoran. Should I go on? Of course. I'm talking about Shark Tank. Launched on August 9th of 2009, the brand was trademarked on September 18th of the previous year, 2008. That's a whopping 11 months before launch. There are many entrepreneurial TV shows out there, but there's only one Shark Tank. It's because if there's one thing they treasure, it's their brand. Number 2, believe it or not, here's another entrepreneurial TV show, Undercover Billionaire, trademarked 1 year and 6 months before the launch of the first season. The first episode with Glenn Stearns debuted on August 6th of 2019, and their trademark was filed on February 20th of 2018. I've also done 2 videos about the show. There are some great lessons you can learn from the first season in terms of how to go about trademarking the right way.
And that's how we can make a jump from viable business to $1 million business.
And you can also watch my recent video about a major trademarking screw up that they allowed to happen on the second season of Undercover Billionaire.
So my pitch is simple. Create a mobile wellness truck, partner with a local farm, and bring healthy options to everyone.
I'm still curious how that situation will get resolved. And on top of the list, at number 1, Fortnite, a popular free-to-play game developed by Epic Games, was trademarked 1 year and 10 months before its launch. Launched on October 11th, 2013, they filed their first trademark on December 6th of 2011. Actually, the formal release didn't happen until July of 2017. But even if you take the early pre-release, it was still almost 2 years after they filed their first trademark. Pretty remarkable if you ask me. All 16 entertainment brands featured in this video took themselves seriously from day one and didn't waste any time before they got them trademarked. Yes, even Pewdiepie and Funny or Die. As much as they want to appear casual about what they do, they treat their brands as their business. And they want to make sure they're spending time on what's rightfully theirs. And what about you? The question you need to ask yourself is, are you building a business or are you entertaining people as a hobby? If it's the latter, you probably don't need to worry about trademarks. But if you want to have a fighting chance of succeeding in the business of entertainment, your brand is your number one asset. In fact, your brand is your business. You got to protect it day one. Because if you don't own your brand, what exactly are you building? And the only way to own your brand is to trademark it. Nothing else works. In today's world, you want to trademark your entertainment brand before you even launch. Failing that, you want to trademark your brand long before you get enough publicity for some unscrupulous copycats to file their own trademark to kill your dream in its tracks. If you've been hustling, trying to get people to notice your show, your game, your books, or anything of the sort, it may already be too late for you to trademark it, and you'll have to rebrand and start all over again. Or you may still be lucky and your brand is still trademarkable. How would you know? Well, start with getting a proper registrability opinion based on a comprehensive trademark search. And if you're serious about protecting your brand, check out Trademark Factory. We have a way for you to get your registrability opinion for free as part of any one of our packages. Knowing what you know now, are you seriously going to continue spending time and money building a brand you don't own? The people behind each of these 16 entertainment brands mentioned in this video believed that they were building something great long before they started making millions and billions of dollars. They didn't look at trademarking as something that they might maybe do once they become big and famous. They looked at trademarking as something you do early on if you hope to one day become big and famous, almost like a condition to becoming big and famous one day. If you're out there building your YouTube channel, if you're out there working hard developing an online game, if you're out there scripting a TV show, if you're out there hoping to one day make a name for yourself in the entertainment industry, do what all these successful brands did and start treating your brand seriously today. Your brand is an asset, but only if you own it. If you want to trademark your entertainment brand with a guaranteed result for a guaranteed budget, check out Trademark Factory. We've helped thousands of brand owners protect their brands, and we'd love to help you secure yours.